I'm going to show you guys just real quick. So this is the old jailbreak that I had from the H Encore, the Vita deploy, auto plug-in 2, the homebrew browser, all that good stuff is right here already. Now some of this stuff doesn't even work anymore. So the custom themes manager stopped working. So I can't even upgrade any of my themes in my background anymore because it just stopped. That is the problem that I've run into with the homebrew, okay? But I'm going to show you guys an easy way to get this started, all right? So the first thing we're going to go into, as you can see, I have everything categorized off to the left there, and we're going to go into your browser. So I'm going to choose this one and select browser. We're going to go ahead and start that application. You will notice that my homepage is on Google, so we're obviously going to change that. And we're going to go up to the address bar here. You just want to click on that. There's your keyboard. We will just wipe that out altogether. So I just hit X on the very end there and just totally cleared it all out. Or you can just hit the backspace and do that as well. We're going to enter download. You're going to press enter on that. And this is where it says Vita app downloader detected the 3.74 version. That's because mine has already got the homebrew. So as long as you see that you have supported firmwares 3.65, 3.74, I'm going to show you guys later on how to downgrade your system. You may have to skip ahead and then come back to this if you need to downgrade and you don't have this type of firmware version or in between that, okay? So I'm just going to hit the continue button that you see right there. We'll press that and you can read through that if you want to. You just hit OK. And what you want to do is hit stop Java. You want to check mark that box and press OK. So once you have actually hit the check mark box and hit OK, we're going to back out of this app again, close it out. So you're going to close completely out of the browser, open up your browser again one more time, hit start. Okay, there you go. And then once you open it back up, you'll get this appear. All right, so you want to go to install quick app downloader and you want to press down on the D-pad to select it and just press X. Give it a moment to do the download. All right, so at this point you can see that it's all done and we're going to press X to exit out. Now you will now have a new app. If you scroll down on your Vita there, you'll see it just bouncing around. That's called the quick app downloader. So we're going to select that and we're going to start it. Here is where you will see all kinds of applications for you to download and install on your PlayStation Vita. Everything is right here. I'm going to show you another way through Adrenaline and a totally different application that we can download some other things as well. So, but for now, I'm going to show you guys, this is where you could do the auto plug-in 2. So the auto plug-in 2 allows me to be able to stream this to you guys straight onto my OBS. Okay, so I'm using OBS right now, and I'm literally looking at you guys watching OBS, and I have a bigger picture from the PlayStation Vita. So I don't have to constantly look down all the time. All right, so that's what the auto plug-in 2. So I would definitely download that as well. And make sure that you guys have a memory card. That's very important. Or you could do the SD to Vita memory card. And this is how you would actually install all that stuff, is from right here, this application. There's also the Vita deploy and the Vita shell that you guys can also download just straight from this application. I'm going to show you guys the Adrenaline. We're going to go ahead and get this downloaded. So all you do is just select it, press X, and it will start the installation process. Okay, so that one is done, has been installed. You could do the Adrenaline Bubble Manager. It's not necessary, but it's totally up to you. Here's where the PKG, so this is where all the games that you can download. So we're going to go ahead and install this one as well. All right, done. When you're totally done and everything looks good as far as what you wanted to get from this particular site, you just hit the circle to exit out. And we're going to swipe down from the top right and close out the application. Now you can see that you have Adrenaline and you also have the PKG. I'm going to show you about the Adrenaline coming up next. First thing, when you open up your Adrenaline app, and that's what we're in right now, it's going to look very familiar when it comes to PlayStation. It's going to look like your PS4, and it's going to look like your PS5 when you first open Adrenaline, okay? So the first thing you want to check is under video there, you want to look at your memory stick and make sure that you do have enough free space for this install. If you don't have a memory stick, I would highly recommend buying one either from eBay or you could go to Amazon. They still carry them on there as well. The next thing is you want to make sure that your PlayStation Vita is plugged into the wall. So if you do have the wall adapter, I would definitely use that power supply to be able to download all this information that you're going to need on there. Okay, so we're going to go over to settings, and you just use the D-pad and hit the left D-pad, and you'll go over to system settings first of all. So when you get into system settings, you'll scroll all the way down because it's more than likely going to start you on the up position, and you're going to go all the way down to battery information. This will tell you what your current level of the battery actually is and how many hours you have left, and if it's going to be able to do this type of install being on the battery. But I would highly recommend, like I said, having it plugged into the wall. So you're just going to hit the circle to go back, and we're going to go down to system information next. So system information is going to tell you what your current firmware is on the PlayStation Vita. In order for this jailbreak to actually work, we're going to have to get the latest jailbreak on here, but we're going to have to eliminate and take off the current software, system software that you have. Next thing you want to do is you want to make sure you are connected to a network. So I'm going to show you guys how to do that. So go down to network settings. We're going to press X. And we're going to go to infrastructure mode. And again, you're just going to press X. You're going to put in new connection. And then you're going to do a scan. All right. So you'll find what your internet connection actually is. And of course, you can see mine. And then you'll just enter in your password, whatever you have it secured with, in order to get onto the network. This jailbreak is going to require you to be on the internet with your PlayStation Vita in order for this to work. Now what you want to do is actually go over to where you see the internet browser. So just use the D-pad, move over to the network, go down to internet browser, and you're going to press X. When the web browser actually opens up for you, you're going to press up on the D-pad to select the address bar right there. Hit the X button. You'll see a new window actually appear. So when this opens up, you're going to see the keyboard displayed on your PlayStation Vita. So that's where you want to pay attention, and you're going to type in the following address. There we go. Once you have that in there, you're just going to press where it says the enter key. That's the green key that you see right there. You press that and it will start. Now it's going to ask you what internet connection you want to use. This is going to go really slow because the PlayStation actually is slow. So as far as you're talking a 20-year-old system right here, basically. So it's going to go really slow depending on which model that you actually have. So just give it some time to load up and everything should be okay. But if it does ask you what your internet connection, what one you want to use, you would just choose your internet connection. Obviously mine already got bypassed. We're already here. We're ready to go. So next thing you want to do is go over to where you see original firmware. If you have any issues getting the cursor, little hand moving around right here, if you have issues, what I did was hit the R1 and the L1 paddle at the same time, and it popped this up, okay? So if you have any issues with that, so what you want to do is come over to the original firmware, and you'll hit the X over top of that. Give it a moment. And once this window, the portal actually opens up, the first thing you want to go to is the Chrono Switch downloader. You want to be able to get rid of the current firmware or the older firmware that you may have. All you want to do is press the X or the enter button on the download. It'll pop up. It'll tell you the size of this download, and you just hit yes where it's highlighted right now and press the X. It'll start your download. Now, after you've downgraded, you're going to go to the firmware and you're going to choose the top one, which is the firmware 6.61. Now, depending on the system or the PlayStation that you are using or have, you're going to go with the 1000, 2000, or the 3000 firmware right here. If you have the PSP Go, then you're going to download this one, okay? So what you do I have the 2000 model, the Slim Edition, so I'm going to choose this one. Again, it's going to tell you the file size and the data. It's already highlighted on yes, so you would just press X and go ahead and download that. After you have downloaded your downgrader, which is here, and after you've downloaded the latest firmware version for whatever style PSP that you have, then you would just take a little arrow and go up to the home and press the X. If your cursor does not show up right away, you're going to press the paddles, so the R1 and the L1 buttons at the very top of your Vita, plus those together at the same time. You're going to go down to the PSP Dev Homebrew store next. We're going to press X. Then we're going to go over to search here. You could use the D-pad as well, but I'm using the joystick. And we're going to go over to the address bar. And then you're going to type in PKG. That's it. And then press the enter button. That's that green button on your PlayStation Vita. You'll press the enter. And then go over here either with a joystick or your D-pad and go to the go. And then you're going to come down to the PKGi PSP. So as you can see, the description, this homebrew app allows to download and install PKG files directly to your PSP. All right. So once you actually have that installed, you're going to press the X to go ahead and start the install of that. Your app is going to look like this. There is the PKG you just installed. It should say version 0.57. We're going to go ahead and start that. And here you will see all the games they ever made for the PlayStation Vita. Could be some Atari games on here that you guys have seen me play in the past. Thank you guys so much for your support on this. It was my pleasure to bring to you guys how to jailbreak your PlayStation Vita without using a PC. I hope you get to enjoy your PlayStation Vita for many years to come. There's all kinds of games out there for you guys to try out and definitely enjoy. All right. So thank you guys. Thank you. Thank you. You guys take care. I'll see you on the next one. Stay tough.